Hey readers! So today we're going to start reading a book called Frog and Toad Are Friends. Before we read, we're going to look at the cover. I'm noticing a frog and a toad on the cover, and Toad is reading a book and Frog is listening. And we're going to turn it around and read the blurb on the back of the book. From writing letters to going swimming, telling stories to finding lost buttons, Frog and Toad are always there for each other, just as best friends should be. So I'm noticing that this book is going to be about Frog and Toad's adventures together as best friends. They have lots of adventures together, like going swimming, telling stories, finding lost buttons. And then it's probably going to be about how best friends are always there for each other. Contents. Spring 4, the story 16, a lost button, page 28, a swim, page 40, the letter, page 53. Readers, as we read today, I want us to think about the main characters' actions and their feelings. Chapter 1, Spring. Frog ran up the path to Toad's house. He knocked on the front door. There was no answer. "Toad, Toad," shouted Frog. "Wake up, it is spring." "Blah," said a voice from inside the house. "Toad, Toad," cried Frog. "The sun is shining, the snow is melting, wake up." "I am not here," said the voice. I'm thinking if I hear a voice say, "I am not here," that means someone is there. So I'm noticing Frog is knocking on Toad's door, and he wants Toad to wake up, and he is saying that spring is here. It sounds like Toad is asleep and he doesn't want to be bothered. Frog walked into the house. It was dark. All the shutters were closed. "Toad, where are you?" called Frog. "Go away," said the voice from a corner of the room. Toad was lying in bed. He pulled all the covers over his head. Frog pushed Toad out of bed. He pushed him out of the house and onto the front porch. Toad blinked in the bright sun. "Help," said Toad. "I cannot see anything." "Don't be silly," said Frog. "What you see is the clear, warm light of April, and it means that we can begin a whole new year together, Toad." "Think of it," said Frog. "We will skip through the meadows and run through the woods and swim in the river. In the evenings, we will sit right here on this front porch and count the stars." "You can count them, Frog," said Toad. "I will be too tired. I am going back to bed." Toad went back into the house. He got into the bed and pulled the covers over his head again. "But Toad," cried Frog, "you will miss all the fun." "Listen, Frog," said Toad. "How long have I been asleep?" "You have been asleep since November," said Frog. "Well then," said Toad, "a little more sleep will not hurt me. Come back again and wake me up about 1/2 May. Good night, Frog." So readers, I'm noticing that it says Toad has been asleep since November, and he wants to sleep past April and all the way to 1/2 May. What does 1/2 May mean? Good job, readers. Did you say till the middle of May? So Toad wants to sleep from November until the middle of May. What kind of sleep do we call that? What do you think Toad has been doing? Good job, readers. Did you say hibernating? Yes. "But Toad," said Frog, "I will be lonely until then." Toad did not answer. He had fallen asleep. Frog looked at Toad's calendar. The November page was still on top. Frog tore off the November page. He tore off the December page and the January page, the February page, and the March page. He came to the April page. Frog tore off the April page too. Uh-oh, readers, remember it's April. And Frog tore off that page. And Frog ran back to Toad's bed. Toad, Toad, wake up! It is May now. What? Said Toad. Can it be May so soon? Yes, said Frog. Look at your calendar. Toad looked at the calendar. The May page was on top. Why, it is May, said Toad as he climbed out of bed. Then he and Frog ran outside to see how the world was looking in the spring. Okay, so let's talk about chapter 1. Let's stop there and let's talk about some of Frog's actions in chapter 1. Turn and tell your buddies some of Frog's actions from chapter 1. Good job, readers. Did you say he went to wake Toad up? He pushed him out of bed. He told him how much fun they're going to have in the spring. He tore off all of the pages of Toad's calendar until it said May. And he got Toad to get up out of bed and go out and play. Now turn and tell your buddy some of Toad's actions from chapter 1. Good job, readers. Did you say he was asleep? He didn't want to get up out of bed. He went back to bed. He told Frog to wait until it was 1/2 May to wake him up. Now let's talk about how they were feeling. How do you think Frog was feeling when he first came over to wake Toad up? Good job, readers. Did you say excited? He wanted to play with his best friend. He was excited. How do you think Toad felt when he didn't want to get up out of bed and he went back to bed? Good job, readers. Did you say really, really tired and he wanted to keep hibernating? How do you think Frog was feeling when Toad went back to bed? Good job, readers. Did you say sad and lonely? Why do you think he tore off all the pages of the calendar and tricked Toad into thinking it was May? Good job, readers. Did you say so Toad could get up and could play with him so he wouldn't feel sad or lonely anymore? So remember, readers, today and every day as you're reading, you can think about the main characters and their actions and feelings.